Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on Fantastic Talks, bringing you back with another Dragon Ball discussion for you guys today. Me, Scourge and Tim and I have come back to do a video for you guys, just like we said, a Dragon Ball Daima review we wanted to do for you guys. We have got so much to say, whether you're joining us after like a few weeks after Daima's just been finished, a month later, or heck even a year later. Here's our review as a whole, what we think of it, what we liked about it, what we disliked, and what we hope to see in future coming out of it. So we've got so much to say, and hopefully you guys will probably have a lot to say too in the comments below. So where do we start?
This is fresh as well for you because you've just seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. Just for the sake of this video as well.
I was lucky/unlucky to have fallen ill, and during my time off I was like, you know what, I'm going to binge watch Daima.
Straight through Daima.
Yeah, do it, yeah.
I watched sporadically episodes here and there.
By the time of this, by the way, I should probably say at the time of this recording, the dub is still going on. So whether you're joining us with the dub of Daima still going on, or maybe it's just finished.
Yeah,
that's for me. So we wanted to prepare for this video as soon as. So yeah, where do you want to start?
There's obviously the big thing that we want to talk about, but I want to leave that as late.
We've got some notes we want to get through, so hopefully we'll be able to cover almost everything.
Nice.
I don't mind talking about like the opening stuff and like reimagine and how they reimagined the Buu arc for a little bit. You got to see a little bit of that and how it really transitioned straight from the Buu arc to the Demon Realm arc. It kind of does suit that consistency.
Yeah,
because they were teasing demon stuff in Buu.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of works as a bridge arc.
Yeah, for starters, I'm glad that it's not just a random series. It does follow on from the stuff that happened in Z.
Yeah.
And it transitioned nicely. There was a reason and a consequence as to why this story happens now.
Yeah.
And why it wouldn't make sense to take place like after Super.
Yeah.
Or earlier in Z, for example.
That whole opening was really fun.
Yeah.
Of like them scrolling through what had happened.
All the big moments in the Buu arc.
That was fun because they were like, oh my god, like what the fuck, and then they were like, Deborah's dead.
Yeah.
It was just fun seeing their reactions. It's just like Deborah's the strongest demon in the realm.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's dead.
Yeah.
Majin Buu's the strongest threat in the universe. Oh my god, he's dead!
So that's how they realised what the threat is to them.
Yeah.
Goku and the others.
Yeah. And it was just nice seeing all those big moments like reanimated and stuff. Yeah, so that was kind of beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then
what Kai could have been.
What Kai could have been, yeah. We've always wanted that in Kai. So
they've reanimated some Dragon Ball key stuff from Dragon Ball Z before, and it's always looked pretty nice.
But I do think there was already some contradictions. And kind of like plot holes in that first episode or later on. For starters, I was probably going to save this for later. You had Dr. Arinsu, somehow there in the battlefield where Vegeta killed himself against Buu, collecting cells of Buu.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did Piccolo and all that not see her there?
He was busy with Bardock, wasn't he?
You know, like
they were just busy.
But this was the aftermath. Piccolo looked at that battlefield.
Oh.
Didn't they?
Well, they must have flown off, I guess.
Before Buu's cells started to form again.
They just inserted that, didn't they?
That's what I mean. It just felt like, okay, that was clearly shoehorned in.
Arinsu in general, I want to get this out the way as well.
The designs?
No. Arinsu in general, that could have been Toa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her personality and her being a scientist witch of sorts would have eased. That's just Toa. You know, everything about her.
Yeah, she is just Toa with a different haircut.
And it just feels weird considering Toriyama did design and create Toa and such, and this is so to do with Deborah.
Yeah.
Why not include her?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Glorio looks like Mira.
Yeah.
He does.
That's where the DNA came from.
I think we've all I think everyone has probably seen to that as well.
Yeah. I think the comparisons are obviously there, and I think it's kind of even a little bit weird. Like they didn't do anything with that comparison. Maybe they'll fix that in Kakarot.
Maybe, yeah, because they like to add a little bit more to in the Kakarot stories.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping for a Terra and Mira representation in the Daima DLC, but
that would be so cool.
It would,
Even for a side mission.
Kakarot loves to add shit.
Yeah, because Terra and Mira are randomly in Kakarot, so in certain points. So yeah, I'm intrigued if they do something like that.
For clarification, all this means is Daima's actually really good for the games right now.
Yeah,
as well.
really, it's massively,
regard,
and especially for certain points later that we'll get on with it in a minute. But again, I just want to go back to the contradictions. The Kibito Shin stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
immediately.
Because they are still fused in Battle of Gods.
I know.
And Battle of Gods is meant to take place right after this, almost.
I really believed...
And they're still fused.
At that point, when I saw that...
And then they explain they've unfused themselves later in Super.
In Super, there was one explanation.
So when do they fuse again?
And in Daima, there's another explanation.
Yeah.
And I really believed at that point, oh yeah, they'll refuse at the end of the series and it'll all make sense.
No. So yeah, there's already a little bit of a plot hole there.
We'll get to that.
And that's why I'm intrigued to what they're planning to do later after Daima, and if this is even connected to Super. I will get to that why in a minute.
Okay.
Because I know there's been people saying interesting stuff about that, of where it could lead to.
Can I get to my contradiction?
Yes. What did you want? What did you have?
The Dragon Balls. Well, actually, this isn't even a contradiction. Oh god, there's so many.
The Earth Dragon Balls?
Yeah.
I think I know.
They're split into white and black magic. They're white and black wishes, which is interesting.
Oh fuck yeah.
The Earth Dragon Balls.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, they specifically, they specified that, so there's good, yeah.
Yeah, because
Did they?
Yeah. Because it's the reason that he couldn't wish for them to be dead.
Oh. And is that why Shenron only granted one wish for them as well?
Shenron
Or was that just because they weren't regulars?
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yeah, Shenron didn't grant them more than one wish because.
Which, by the way, explains so much with the movies, with Broly and all that, and superhero and stuff. When Shenron came out, and they don't, he doesn't grant 3 wishes.
It doesn't.
No.
Apart from Resurrection F.
Apart from Resurrection F.
They got 2 wishes.
Fuck's sake.
Remember?
Yeah.
So they made the first wish, and he was ready to give them their second until the Pilaf gang.
Yeah.
Although that was in the movie specifically, I don't know if they changed that in the series.
I don't think they did, you know.
The series, I swear, was still 3 wishes when Dende took over.
So that's new. Yeah. That's an interesting.
But now
It was only 2 wishes.
I swear it was 3.
Purunga gets 3.
It might have been 2 actually. Yeah, it might have been 2.
Shenron gets 2, but for some reason, black and white wishes, which raises a lot of questions because for starters, Shenron has a bias.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was some ethereal thing that doesn't care about good or evil. He just grants whatever wish. But apparently there's a black and white magic rule, which is great if you're considering, if you're still considering the GT reality.
Yeah.
Where, black wishes build up negative energy.
But didn't he just
And
flat
destroys.
out refuse to do the Black Wish, though, which was kill someone?
Yeah, he would, yeah.
So that makes it sound like you couldn't do Black Wishes at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless maybe down the line, I don't know.
Well, this is the thing. So I'm like, well, what does resurrecting Frieza or making King Piccolo young again? Is that a black wish? Because they're not good.
Maybe Shenron judges it unbiasedly in the sense that like a good guy could be reviving them for some good reason, even though it is a bad thing they've done. So maybe it's a kind of grey area.
I'm not I didn't really expect to talk too much about
It's
Shenron,
fascinating.
but it does have
so-
its contradictions in there.
It was just It was just funny to point out.
Daima has a lot of little lore editions like that are really fun though.
Yeah.
So we'll get
Exactly.
to those.
Yeah. I think the whole setup. What I wanted to bring up for setup wise is that when we first watched this, the whole setup was like it's very reminiscent of GT.
Yeah, it definitely has its GT
They're
influence.
kids again. They got to go off to some faraway place we've never
little
seen
ship.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just a small crew.
Yeah,
GT.
I mean,
and it's not in universe. It's in the universe. It's actually in a realm. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But
Like,
3 different levels of it.
like Pansy is essentially Pan.
Yeah. Gloria's Trunks.
Glorio is
Do you know what?
Trunks.
Pansy, I never that never clicked.
Yeah.
I never clocked
No
that.
one can tell me that wasn't the
No,
inspiration.
but they disguised it well because they were quite clever with it because they injected a lot of classic Dragon Ball in there because Pansy, which they made very obvious, is a Bulma character.
Yeah. In some ways, yeah.
That's what I like about it. It is very Dragon Ball.
That was the whole point of Daima. It was trying to be more Dragon Ball, hence the whole kids thing. But that's something that people didn't like in GT, which is why people were worried about Daima. But
Including us.
yeah, but it was. But weirdly, it was okay. Thing is, I don't think I've ever really hated Goku being a kid in GT. Not really.
I haven't.
It was okay. I would still prefer him being an adult. But it still worked for its like development, especially when you get Super Saiyan 4 and GT later and such. It was still cool.
A lot of his fights as a kid were fun in GT.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't have a
It
problem
was kinda
with them.
cool.
Yeah. So that's not an issue really.
But it was nice to see Goku with the power pole again. But it was just a bit weird we didn't get to see him with the Nimbus. He never had the Nimbus in Daima.
He'd have to have brought it with him, I guess,
Yeah.
into the ship.
Yeah,
I think because the amount that this show hates airships.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Every time they get in one, it gets stolen or blown up,
Yeah.
or a combination of the two.
It's a good point, though, you made. Like,
I think the Nimbus would have just made that a non-issue.
yeah.
Yeah, at least use it whilst he can't summon it to the demon realm. Fair enough, but
There's a lot of plot.
You could have used it to go to
convenience,
Kami's lookout or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have
they
left
Did,
the
they did mention it though.
Yeah.
But he was just like, "Nah, I got this. I can fly."
Yeah. But
Poor
yeah, no.
Nimbus.
Them being kids again, I didn't hate it. It was a little bit weird to see them kids again, but it at least added a bit more dynamic to them being kids again because they lost a lot of their power and they had to retrain themselves again.
Relearn their...
GT wasn't like that. Goku already had his strength then.
Yeah.
I think it was also
Or felt a lot more quicker.
Yeah, I think it also helped that it was refreshing that it wasn't just Goku.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the Goku show. Like everyone was impacted by this.
Yeah.
And it was. I know it was
It felt like a nice balance in power levels again, in a way.
Yeah, but it does feel like. It does feel like that there was really no reason to turn them into kids other than as a reference to GT.
I think...
And to feel like a Dragon Ball
And to feel like Dragon Ball.
project again, yeah. I think...
I understand it.
100%. And for the most part, it's... Look, I'm kind of...
Jumping forward.
Yeah. Just to get this out of the way whilst on the topic, DragonBall Daima... It did feel slow in some areas. That first half of the show.
Yeah.
Like, I get what it was trying to be. It was meant to be adventure-esque, like a bit like Dragon Ball. Because Dragon Ball had some slow moments.
Yeah.
It did, but it had more...
It was literally we're off to find the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, but there was something about... I think because Dragon Ball developed into Z and Kai and GT and Super so much, because it got so up there with like the battles, the cinematics and all that, I think we got so used to all that, we didn't want too much Dragon Ball type stuff
It's
anymore.
a hard shock.
It
for
is a
people
really
who
hard
are-
shock.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
I don't think that should take away that is what it started as.
Yeah.
It's gag-like and it's comedic and adventure.
It does have that, yeah.
But they've still got some sick fights.
But they do have some, there are some really good, some really simple fights that are fun to see.
Is that I was
How
like,
it's animated, especially.
it felt really slow up until the first Tamagami fight.
Then I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, I like
It
this.
started to slowly pick up.
Yeah.
But then it sort of died again a little bit until the next Tamagami fight.
They were the main fights.
Like,
The big fights.
So the consistency was a bit weird in some places, but it didn't take me out of it too much.
I think the consistency was pretty alright.
Yeah.
It was a slow start.
Yeah.
But I think once we got past that first Tamagami fight, I think it was pretty consistent.
Hmm.
Because although, yes, there wasn't an episode with a big fight,
Yeah.
but I think they made up for that. There was plenty of lore expansion, like the episode where they first went to the second demon realm.
This is what I want to get
where
onto
it was,
next.
where it was like basically Namek.
The Namekian realm, yeah.
You know, it
I was
wasn't-
going to get into that next.
It wasn't filled with a big fight, but it was filled with lots of lore juice and
Yes.
lore juice. I don't think I like that.
Some lore juice
I don't know.
injected.
There was some lore rich stuff injected.
Yeah.
And that kept me entertained. It didn't make me want to go on my phone and
really-
just wait for the next fight.
It really made you question what the whole Namekian stuff, like, because obviously, I wasn't when they revealed that they were demons originally.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh no, I like them being aliens from another planet. I
They're
think it
still
makes sense.
technically aliens.
Kinda, yeah. But then I thought about it more, and then I started to think, but Demon King Piccolo.
That's why they did
Why
it.
did they always call him Demon when he wasn't a demon?
Yeah.
Then this now proves that, and I don't mind it. And it gave Piccolo a bit of an origin as well to learn from as well, which is pretty sick.
But he didn't
But-
come from there though.
That's the thing, yeah.
It feels weird, like Demon King Piccolo was considered Demon King level. Though.
But Piccolo had some weird memories about it, like he had stories. I assume because of his mind from Demon King Piccolo.
They kind of that couldn't
What
be
was
true.
what was his real name?
No,
They
see-
gave him a real name.
Did they?
Demon King Piccolo, yeah, he had a real name. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
Nameless Namekian though.
No, it was Katas.
that's
No,
it.
that's not. No. Katas was.
Oh, the original Namekian before they split.
No.
No?
Katas was their father.
Oh, so Demon King Piccolo's father.
I'm so glad we get to talk about that.
I was gonna say,
it's
like,
so
this is
little
what
lore shit.
That's what I mean. There's so
Katas-
many like.
That's such a cool thing
mysteries
for
and plot
Daima to
holes.
throw in.
Yeah.
Because it's been mentioned in magazines and the books and shit. It's in Xenoverse. Katas was the father of the nameless Namekian that got sent to Earth.
Oh.
And then split into Piccolo and Kami.
Right.
Which then Piccolo and Piccolo Jr. That's one thing they fucked up. When Neva, the new Namekian, was talking to Piccolo, he was like, I knew your father, Katas. And I'm like, that's not his dad, bro. That's his granddad.
Yeah.
His father's Demon King. He's Piccolo Jr.
Unless that's
Jr.
Unless that's a retcon they're doing.
I fucking hope not. Like,
there seems to be bits in this that seem to be they retcon now.
I'd assume that's still correct. Or maybe it's just a slip up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Either way, it was kind of interesting. But I kind of expected a bit more from Piccolo in this, but we'll get on to that later. But I do like what it sets up for is it Neva? The new Namekian? Yeah, like he had something interesting there, and he created those 3 Dragon Balls. But the thing that gets me,
let's talk about that.
I want to know because then we're getting a bit spoilery here for the manga now. That Namekian that creates the Dragon Balls in the Granola arc, he had his own set, like 2 of them.
Yeah.
That I don't get. I've never understood that in terms of.
How so?
I don't know. I don't know
wasn't
how
really
to explain it.
powerful either.
Yeah,
it was just a random Namekian.
But
Unless he was powerful.
But it was this. I was going to save this when we got to Purunga later. You know what? I'm going to save it. I'll save it when we get to Purunga.
Could I mention how it conflicts with how Super represents the Dragon Balls?
Yeah. The Super Dragon Balls. What about them? Where were they?
They said yes. That's what they said. They created their Dragon Balls because of pieces they took off of the Super Dragon Balls. So when did they do that? Because Neva had already made Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm.
Yeah.
So did they leave the Demon Realm and then come back? Like what the fuck happened?
Because I imagine that's what it said. Because they said it was really easy to travel between worlds.
Oh, okay.
Or at least it was. Yeah. They said it was really easy to travel between demon worlds. I don't know.
Before those Lord Warps or whatever they were.
Yeah. Warp Summer.
Yeah.
Before the Warp Summers came along. So I imagine, they just popped outside of the demon realm and just came back.
Again, something we just didn't get to see, not explained. Because
they finally showed the Kais coming from trees.
Yeah, that I really liked.
Was nice.
And all the trees are dead.
Yeah.
This is the last of the Kais.
But it's like, but
it's huge.
That is huge, yeah.
But where does that stand with the Land of the Kais planet? That's the bit I'm also confused about. But it's when they, I don't know. I thought that the Glide trees came from that planet originally.
No.
Until they referenced them being from the Demon Realm too.
Wait, did they say that? Did I miss that?
The Glint trees are in. Yeah, all the Kais are from.
Originally.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's
they
a change.
said that. That's what I mean. So where does the Land of the Kais come from then?
So they. From what I understood, they're born in the demon world. All Kais are demons, which is fun for me.
Yeah.
And they left because the land was dying.
Yeah.
And a few stayed behind. The ones that left were picked up by the not Zeno-sama.
Oh,
not gods.
Oh, God,
what's his name?
This new law shit they've added.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Margin Rimus? The Zeno-looking demon. Demon. I don't know, or god or whatever.
Basically,
he looked like a Zeno.
Yeah.
Maybe that Zeno's his kid.
I don't know, or maybe that's just a race.
Where does he come from?
I think they're just a race like above Kais.
They'd have to be
above angels.
Was he above the demons then? I don't understand.
Where does that leave the Zenos though?
That's what I mean.
I think the Zenos. Yeah, I think we're just of that same race.
Oh. Unless the Zenos are destroyers, because they said these margin things created most of the known universe.
Yeah.
So I guess the Zenos are the destroyers, if they're separate. I mean.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And from what I understood, the Zeno likes, they said, okay, you can come into our universe, into this universe, but we'll have you overlook everything that happens.
Right. It was just stupid.
Here's a planet to do it from.
The whole Glind trees coming from the Demon Realm thing I think, is kind of dumb. They should have been up in the Supreme Kai's world, and then it would have made it more like, oh damn, then the demons get thrown down there.
Yeah.
And they're the bad apples from the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have made like a dynamic of like, maybe demons don't really like Kais, Supreme Kais. They're like, fuck those guys. You know what I mean? That would have been cool.
Because it also still leaves some weird plot error, because obviously a Supreme Kai is a battle of gods, a god of destruction's link to them being alive.
But that's never been explained.
When does that that's what I mean.
That's never been explained. Like when Boo absorbed the Supreme Kai then.
Yeah.
that link just got passed on.
Yeah, we're getting really like detailed with this lore just because it's just left more questions than answers. The way Daima was teasing stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and they made it very clear as well, at least to me, that Daima in some way operates off of the lore of Dragon Ball Super, because they showed the Kais from the other universes.
They reference Universe 7,
so
stuff like that.
Some of the same functions. Yeah,
but the way it. This is what I want to get to later. The way Daima ends does not make sense of what Super tells. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was cool. We got to see a bit more confirmation about the lions, the trees, blah blah. Cool, awesome. And we got to learn about Supreme Kai's real name too.
Nahari.
I think his siblings, when they're not really siblings, didn't really. What was his name? Degusu. Didn't really add much, did he?
Yeah. Well, this is what I was gonna. This is a bit I was looking forward to. If we were talking about the characters,
did they have much to do? Did they add anything? They didn't, did they?
No.
Especially those fucking margins.
Well,
only till the end.
Okay.
I'll have no slander of Majin Ku in this house.
I won't either. I'm sorry.
I don't know how to feel about him.
I think they are the best thing about Daima.
I love them. Yeah,
almost
a little duo of brothers.
Yeah,
they're just fun.
I think they were great.
I thought they were going to be pure evil, and I kind of liked.
I was hoping for a fusion with them two.
Well, this is what I was.
That's what I think I'm surprised they didn't do.
Because again. I was hoping to avoid this back and forth bullshit, but
we knew
it's
we
kind
were
of unavoidable at this point. I want to talk about the villains, quotation mark villains, and then I want to talk about the new cast of heroes.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Before we get to that,
we're going to be
keep that in mind, because if we're
do you want to do heroes first?
No. If we're going to stay on Demon Realm story bit,
yeah,
this makes sense to follow up from that. What do we think of the Demon Realm? Authenticness.
Setting.
The settings, the environment.
Let's talk about the settings.
I like because each one had their own setting.
Yeah.
The third Demon Realm had a bit of a Wild Western type of look to it, to me. The way they'd speak and stuff. I mean, I've been watching the dub, so they kind of speak in like a Wild Western.
Okay, I haven't noticed that.
But how abandoned the areas look and such. How there's so little villages.
A bit dilapidated.
Yeah, like kind of a cowboy westerny type.
Wait, did you say 301?
Third Demon Realm.
So the first one they go to?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was going to
To me, it just felt like Tatooine.
Kinda, yeah.
It was like Tatooine.
Yeah, like...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I liked the Demon Realm, how they were depicted. I liked the... It just felt like...
A place.
It just felt like such a Toriyama.
It didn't feel... Yeah, it didn't feel like... It wasn't what you expected from a Demon Realm. Which
seemed
we should have
scary.
known. Yeah. The way they made it sound.
They could have made it. They could have gone with the easy route and just made it look like HFIL.
Yeah. But when you get to the first Demon Realm, it does start to look like that. Gomah's realm, kind of.
Yes.
Once
Once it gets to that level.
Yeah.
But before then, especially the second one,
Namekian's got a peaceful vibe to it, which makes sense for the
and that's where the Glins come from.
Yeah.
Which also makes sense.
Yeah. Actually,
and the third one was more for like. It was more for ruffians and
outcasts in a way.
Yeah, it was barren.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like lifeless, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it had each realm had its own uniqueness.
It felt like Planet Vegeta.
Bit of everything.
Kind of,
but outside of the royal palace and everything.
Yeah,
when you get into like the street level.
That's a good point. Yeah, I wish we could have seen shit like that for Planet Vegeta. Anyway, the whole Demon Realm representation in it, because this is huge, and like we talked about this in the last commentaries. So, how it recontextualizes stuff like Xenoverse now. You know, like Mira and Toa, we need to restore the Demon Realm, and I'm like, bro, it's restored, right? Like, so their whole story's fucked now.
What could have happened in the future for them to?
Did something bad happen? Yeah, like
did Majin Ku die? Like,
spoilers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe that's why they held off on Xenoverse 3. But it's like, when would he have started planning this? Or Akira Toriyama probably had plans for the Demon Realm story one day.
That's what you said. Maybe. If Mira and Toa pop up in the Daima DLC, that'd be cool.
It would be
perfect.
It would be almost too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did like the looks of the Demon Realm. It was something different.
Nice to find.
And each part was varied.
Mm-hmm.
It was fresh. Almost like every other episode, there was something new to look at.
Yeah.
And it was very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They had all their own like biomes, foods. They had their own fuel called Magilite.
Their own little creatures, the big giants and stuff.
The gravity was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, even stuff like the air thickness and the gravity.
Yeah.
I love that they talked about all of that. How it was just it wasn't just a different planet. It was just like, oh, the grass is blue and the water's green.
And I fly off.
Yeah.
Full speed.
Exactly.
You can't do that in the Demon Realm.
You can't do that in the Demon Realm. I really like that. It just did feel like this different dimension where the rules don't apply.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing though. We talked so hard about like the Tamagami fights being like the coolest ones, but I liked Goku's first fight against Glorio.
But I was going to say that's the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The Goku vs Glorio fight, that was really cool. I was expecting a bit more from Glorio though. He didn't really do much later after that.
Yeah.
Okay, if we want to talk about Glorio as a whole,
wasn't he Dr. Ernest's creation?
No. He just worked for her.
Yeah.
She looked after him.
Yeah.
So
I can remember the deal with that.
Okay, so Glorio for me was a bit of a waste character. They gave him plenty to do. He was involved in plenty of the fights, and as a guide, he was a wealth of knowledge in helping the heroes get from place to place.
Yeah.
But I realised that about episode 14, 15. I was just like, come to think, I don't actually know anything about this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what his motivations
He just seems
are.
there. Like,
I don't know what's his.
I was expecting a big twist from him.
And I think the supposed twist was supposed to be like he was working for
Arinsu.
Yeah.
So I keep.
Which you saw back and forth. The calls
They were on
that
call,
they
yeah.
had that.
But exactly. They spoiled that so early on. Like there wasn't like really much of a twist, so you were just kind of left wondering like, okay, what's the motivation here?
And they were.
And I guessed the motivation.
What?
Almost like the second I realized.
She wanted to be Demon Queen, King, whatever.
His motivation.
Oh, his
motivation or his relation to her. I guessed that almost as soon as I found out they were working together.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. It shocked me.
Because he was from the third Demon Realm.
Yeah.
But he says he's a representative of the first one.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, he got pulled out of.
Well, no, what I mean is I didn't expect... I'm sorry to jump here. I didn't expect the reveal to be that he's so thankful to her and he really cares about her and wanted to help her.
Okay,
I was like, whoa. I thought they were just working together.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more of a chain and leash kind of relationship. It's just like, you belong to me.
Yeah.
I got you out of that place, so you belong to me. But there was a lot more respect involved, which is nice.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about Gloria. I don't know what... I really wish we got some kind of flashback to show what his situation was back then.
Just a quick one.
Yeah, why was he so desperate to get out of that demon realm? Because as far as I can see, it's... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the best place in the universe, but there are worse places.
I think they could have fixed that with just one quick flash of him as a kid on the street, held up in a ball or something.
Yeah, anything of that. And
would have been like, there you go.
Yeah, and like also just another reason that there was just nothing really to his character other than just like I'm pissed off all the time, pissed off guide all the time.
Yeah, I was expecting some sort of big twist with him.
Yeah, because they, like I said, they gave him plenty of stuff to do, but there's no reason behind it for me to get really attached to the character.
Yeah.
I like him because I think he's cool.
Yeah. I'm at that same boat. Yeah. He could do magic.
Yeah, like
that's what I like. Yeah, I like the magic and ki works differently.
It's nice that they're pointing that out more. That
Yeah.
magic and ki are very different things.
Yeah.
Magic actually can affect ki.
But I was hoping he'd do a little bit more later because after that fight he just didn't really add to anything. He would just help out the team some of the fights later and that was it. But
He was just a guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a guy.
He was just a guy.
Yeah.
He was just a guide.
Just got put there.
Yeah. I think there was something else I was going to say, but now I forgot now.
And I would...
That's why I like Glorio being there, because he is just the everyman. Whereas, like, Pansy gets the reveal early on that she's a princess.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, kind of thing.
She has her connections.
Yeah.
And she's good with a machine. So she actually has a reason... She's
Palpable
actually
reason there.
She's useful.
Works at Bulma a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love that little store where they bought the bugs.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wanted to get onto that.
Yeah.
So, like, what was next on my list was the sensu bugs, the fusion bugs, the free people fusion thing.
Yeah.
That they seemed to have teased, but we never really got to see.
I didn't see anything about the free people fusion. I don't remember that.
No, so when they discovered that free fusion bug thing.
I didn't know it was 3.
No,
I thought it was just 2.
There's an image, like a weird drawing of like the, you know how you have like a price point.
Yeah.
And it shows like, you know, so and so how much.
Yeah.
It had like a picture of what the bug does, and like the image showed like some sort of 3 caricatures. One was holding a hand, one was holding a hand here, but then it had someone in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that was for Fusion.
But it looked like 3 people.
Yeah, there's 3 people.
But then it showed the full thing buffed up next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looked like 3 people fusion.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone was speculating about online.
That sounds like 3 people fusion.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like the steps to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I don't remember seeing that.
But even if it wasn't that, the fact that they teased
happened.
fusion, they didn't show that. So
Yeah.
is that something for later we might see in a manga?
Maybe.
Is that something they'll go back to one day? Like that's the bit because they used the sensu, the health ones, didn't they? And then Goku ran out of them.
Well, I'm almost kind of relieved that there was no fusion because I was predicting it.
Because how would a free fusion have worked anyway?
Because what we got instead of a fusion,
Just the same as a normal Fusion.
yeah,
But who would Goku and Vegeta fuse with if it was Goku and Vegeta?
Glorio.
I don't think it was.
Glorio, Piccolo,
Would look sick.
or Spin Kai.
Nah.
I wouldn't have put Goku and Vegeta as a fusion. I thought it was going to be Majin Buu and Ku.
That's what we said earlier. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get a fusion of them and another.
They can probably just absorb each other, to be fair. But
Yeah, but I think that there wasn't really much to that. I thought they were teasing something there, but they didn't.
it did feel very weird. Like they drew attention to that and it just kind of disappeared.
Just mentioned, yeah.
But as we were talking about the Tamagami fights earlier, that I wanted to get into.
That's so cool.
What did we think? Yeah, I think the Tamagami fights before Gomah were the best things to see in that show for obvious reasons. That first one with Goku was really cool.
It's superly animated.
Very, very beautifully animated.
Very beautiful.
Animation that Super should have had.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to the budget? Like
Because that's the difference between a 200 episode series and a
20 episode
20 episode series.
But that doesn't explain One Piece and all that and Bleach having good anime.
So One Piece gets special privileges because it's the second most popular
To be fair though, One Piece had its time of kind of animation, like the Fishman Island stuff. That's why they're repeating that now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
I think we all go through it.
And Bleach has only got great animation now because they've done it into the 12
the
episodes.
breaks. Yeah. I get it, but it's even still.
I was expecting good animation from the series because it's a short series. If they did it a full shonen, like we're going to do this once a week for 2 years, then I was like, okay, it's going to be another Super.
But anyway, the first fight was really good.
Yeah. I loved seeing Goku with the power pole again. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did.
It was pretty sick, especially when you got to see him as a Super Saiyan using that as well. Yeah, really good, very well animated, great fight. The Kamehameha at the end was really, really cool. And I didn't expect the puzzle stuff at the end after the fight.
I really liked the
They had their own little gimmicks afterwards.
It was just peak Toriyama shit, wasn't it?
The gag stuff.
I liked that it was like, okay, yes, you got to show off your strength to be worthy of getting the Dragon Balls, but you also got to show dexterity. You got to show mindfulness.
Yeah.
I don't think
so. You're not just some brute.
Exactly. It's not just strength. You actually
test the brain as well.
You got to be wise enough to use these powers responsibly.
Yeah.
Which I love, and I love that these Dragon Balls weren't just a treasure hunt. It was like, oh no, they know where these things are. They're just inaccessible because they're looked after by these really strong
beings.
Really strong beings, which no demon has apparently beaten before.
Yeah, which I find not even Dabura.
They should have at least been Dabura. They could have just said Dabura beat one, but he couldn't beat the others.
So I
want to save.
We'll save that one because I want to get to that type of lore in a minute. I just want to get to
I was not even Dabura. I want to talk about something else.
Okay, yeah. Just want to get Tamagami fights out of the way and the obvious scenes as well
we might as well talk about the second
fight now.
Never made them as well, which is really cool. Sorry.
That was
very
cool,
powerful.
Very powerful Namekian god.
Very.
Which is very interesting. I hope we somehow see again because especially what he does later with Goku. We'll get to that in a minute. Which also so contradicts itself with Goku what he says at the end.
Yes,
so, that second fight. For obvious reasons, it gave us Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and that alone was such a cool fight and was really cool to see.
That was the first time that we actually heard something interesting happen in Daima. Yeah, I didn't watch Daima at all, but it just popped up on my radar when that happened.
But then that's when I feel like the show was starting to get slow.
No, opposite.
Until that.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. Until that.
And then that really kicked it off.
That's just because it's forms. Dragon Ball can always do this.
That's what I mean.
Form, it's a big moment. Yeah.
But now.
Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Right. I've spoke to you about this. I don't know if I have with you though.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Don't tell me it's the hair.
It is.
I've
argued with him about this already.
I wasn't as excited when he transformed. Not just because of the hair.
Because he was a kid.
He was a kid.
I agree.
And the shape of the hair just did not look right. Regardless, I still think it should have been the long one. But I do understand your reasoning for that is...
Vegeta's hair goes up.
It goes up,
I get that. Yeah.
But it looks... There's a reason they didn't use that hair for Goku. Because it was a prototype hair design for Super Saiyan 3. But they never went with that because it was too much like Super Saiyan 2.
Does it?
It gets very big.
Kind of, yeah.
It's literally the Super Saiyan 3 hair but going up instead of down.
I mean, if you want to talk about...
Goku's has more shape though.
If you want to talk about hairs that look the same, you point to Goku Super Saiyan 1 and 2, surely?
2, you still can tell with Goku. Yes, you can.
You can.
They showed that in Daima.
They got rid of...
They showed that in Daima.
Yeah, I watched it.
Even Z does it, man. You can tell. You can tell.
Hush, child.
You can tell.
Hush, child.
Wait.
I watched it with Leia. I showed her the forms, and she was like, "What's the difference?"
You really didn't look then.
Bruh.
There's obvious spikes going up from the front. Yes, it is.
I agree with
Thank you.
It is not obvious.
I'm saying I agree with you. However, you'd have to like hyper-analyze those. Regular people looking are going to be like, huh? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm glad
there's a little bit more going on, slightly, and the front. There's more to the front hair going on.
All right. Let me put it this way. What's more obvious? What's more obvious? Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, or Super Saiyan 1 to 2 Goku?
Teen Gohan, obviously.
Exactly.
But Goku's, you can still tell though. We're not doing this argument.
It's always the hair.
Why is it always a hair argument in these commentaries?
It used to be Gohan's haircut between like the Buu sagas and shit. That was that.
Long time ago.
Then it was the Gotenks hair color.
The blue.
The blue to purple.
Yeah,
this is the new one now.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
be a new one.
Now, before we get off track with there, regardless of that, I do think Vegeta's hair just didn't look right even as a kid. And because they gave us What If Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. They still gave us... Doesn't matter. You might as well...
Not the look.
But Gotenks.
I know.
Gotenks. He has the Super Saiyan 3 hair.
He's got a point.
And they gave everyone Super Saiyan 3 hair in Heroes. Despite it being canon, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it wasn't canon.
He has got a fucking point. Gotenks' hair goes straight up. By all rights, that would have... But
that was like... It's more like Goku's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His should have been Vegeta's one by that logic, because he was also a kid.
You should have a mix of both. Bit going up, bit going down.
That was back then. They couldn't have known whatever. It's nice, at least, that Vegeta's looks distinct. You know, you can separate
Exactly.
it.
That's why I like it, because it is different. Rather than give everyone the same.
I just don't think the shape looked right.
Fair enough.
But when he was an adult, the volume looked better, in my opinion.
The volume of it.
Then I really appreciated it more.
Okay.
There was more shape. There was more volume. It didn't look right as a kid. That's why it put me off a little bit.
I will accept that.
Do you know what I mean?
It did look more natural as an adult.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was.
I think that's why I wasn't as excited at first when he transformed. It was cool to see him fight in it. Yeah.
But there was that little bit of you like...
It wasn't as exciting.
Yeah.
When he was an adult, however, I was like, yes, fuck yeah. So that's what I was hoping for. I was worried that these forms were going to be...
Kid exclusive,
one and done, that was it. You weren't going to see him as an adult.
Also, just for the record, the first time in Dragon Ball canon, Super Saiyan 3 got a win.
Yeah.
The first time ever.
Wow.
It's a shame it was just as a kid, though. He didn't get it as an adult.
No.
That's what sucks.
That's the Vegeta curse.
It's still a Vegeta curse, though. Akira Toriyama claims his favourite character is Vegeta. Clearly it's not.
Piccolo, is it?
I swear he said Vegeta once. I swear he said
Maybe
Vegeta.
a long time ago, but I've always heard
in
it.
Akira Toriyama's entire lifetime, he never gave Vegeta the win.
I know, yeah.
That's rough.
Just that one time, and it's just him as a kid.
Man.
But then he had that puzzle fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
What was the puzzle for that one?
Math.
Oh yeah.
Ku had to help him. Ku for the fucking
That was the third one.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the third.
Yeah, I think it was the third one. Yeah.
The second one was.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
How many apples did the person
Yeah.
have?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, it's none, because he gave them all away. And then it was like, and then Vegeta was like, it's none, because
Oh yeah,
because the species don't eat apples.
Because he was like under pressure as well, wasn't it? Because I think they were running out of time or something.
Yeah, 1 second left.
Yeah,
they were fun. Again, to reiterate that those little puzzle bits were funny.
Yeah.
We like those.
Yeah.
So
they gave Vegeta a test of the mind as well, which is kind of cool to see as well.
Yeah.
And then the third Tamagami fight, or do we do the Do fight? Because I think Goku was fighting Do, or was the third?
Do was fighting the Tamagami.
Yeah, Do fought.
Yeah, that was the third fight.
So
yeah.
Ku fought with Tamagami first.
But then they lost. He
failed.
lost.
Yeah.
He lost, but he put up a good fight.
But Do had more of the strength to be able to face against him.
I like because Ku was to talk about Majin Ku correctly. I love him as a character. I love him for multiple reasons. One, they took the weakest character and the strongest character from Z and smashed them together, which is really cool.
By the way, just on the topic of them two.
Right, you mean the Cyberman?
Yeah,
thing.
the Cyberman.
Oh yeah,
that's
what I forgot. Because I was gonna get onto the fact about
New Law.
Yeah. And Bibbidi's creator.
Bibbidi didn't make Boo.
Yeah, it wasn't Bibbidi.
No.
It was that witch demon.
I
had a name here.
Was it Abra?
Marba.
Mixed around. Yeah.
She reminded me of a barber.
Yeah.
Very Barber.
But a demon version.
Demon
of it.
barber.
Yeah. But yeah, it was kind of cool. I was like, okay, so how the fuck did the Saiyans get the Cyberman beans from? If they were from the demon realm.
They didn't say that they were from the demon realm. They just happened to say we have some of these beans. Maybe they're still from the outside world and they're very rare.
Do Cybermen have pointy ears?
That's what I mean. Did they? I don't think they did.
They didn't have any ears, did they?
Oh, they like freezers.
I think they're more freezers. Yeah.
There you go.
I think.
Interesting
I'm
mix.
You got a laptop right there. Look it up.
The whole thing of them being mixed in a big pot by a witch, it just feels very demony and fun, and that's exactly where Boo would come from.
Oh
if he
yeah,
was
absolutely.
originally.
Yeah.
they do have pointy ears.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which
dead wrong.
Yeah.
Weird. My brain's so strange. I forget the littlest things in Dragon Ball, like these obvious things. You know what I mean? Except the law.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. The demon realm shit. The ear thing indicates you're a demon, but not all.
Pointy ears is an indicator of demon, I guess.
Because they debunked that in the second episode. That not it doesn't always clarify that.
Sure. Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Who did debunk?
I think Supreme Kai did. I think it's not always the case. He said something like that.
I think
in most cases,
it probably would be pretty impossible to assume that everything that's ever appeared in Dragon Ball with pointy ears is from the demon realm.
Because I really like the idea of BoJack getting
The
from the demon realm.
yeah, because it makes you wonder about other characters that we know aren't demons, but I can't think off the top of my head who.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Do you know what I mean? People that are canon anyway.
I think they could all be demons. I've looked at all the pointy ear characters I can think of in Dragon Ball, and I'm like, I can believe them to be at least descended from demons.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Because they did say that the demon was the one that created most of the known universe as well.
Yeah.
So,
Which was interesting.
yeah.
Did King Kai had? I mean, he's a Kai, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And King Yama.
Yeah. King Yama, I think we've always kind of known he was a demon.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just trying to, play off something to contradict there. I don't know why. I don't know.
We need to find faults. Come on.
I know. Yeah, there's got to be a fault somewhere in there.
I think it works for the most part.
Yeah, I think, but
Still unproven wrong.
it just threw me off a little bit.
Someone in the comments mentioned like one random character.
I think it was the Namekians that almost threw me off of that they were demons and not aliens. I'm like, but they're technically aliens now. But I don't know.
Did we go from there from talking about the margins?
Yeah, I was still talking about Majin Ku.
Yeah.
Would we have anything else?
No, for starters, I said I like how they combined the two, the strongest and the weakest.
Yeah.
And I really like how Majin Ku, it was quite subtle, because he was painted out to be a bit of a moron.
Yeah.
At first, but as it turns out, he's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how that was probably one of the more subtle things they pointed out over time, because he stepped out of the Tamagami fight early on because he knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, he's already smarter than Vegeta, in my opinion, for that.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that he couldn't be put down. Like, she was like, "Oh God, you're useless," and he was just so happy with himself.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
I know, but it was almost like impossible. I found it really impossible to dislike him after.
That's what I like to. He tries his best.
He tries his best. Like, I relate to that. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about him, to be honest.
I really like him.
I do forget that Dragon Ball is a gag thing.
Yeah.
It's just that when it's serious moments and that happens, it's like,
I mean, to jump ahead.
He wasn't in a serious moment.
I know, but
To really jump ahead again, though, I'd say his serious moment was becoming Demon King.
Yeah.
And he showed that, I think that's
why
a
do
great
I have a feeling that should have... See, I didn't expect that, but I should have.
I'm so glad he...
Yeah,
good for
I
him.
felt that.
Like, you know what I mean?
I felt that, and I felt like, even when Arinsu was going through a book trying to find a way to beat Gomah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm skipping right at the end there.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. And he's just like, I got this. And just reads the book at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm just like, holy shit, this guy's a beast.
He is great.
And Majin Du was basically the strength portion of
Yeah,
him.
sort of dumbest strength
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. And
he felt like a Majin Buu because of the chocolate thing,
Yeah.
the shape of him.
And I think the two relationship together, like individually, I could see why people aren't entirely fussed about them. I love them personally, but especially when they're together,
Yeah. They're great.
They're so good.
Brother dynamic sitting on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
unit.
Exactly,
Yeah.
a proper. That is how you introduce.
I appreciate them.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be surprised if they end up being DLC.
Probably not.
I doubt Ku will be if he's not a
hope so.
fighter.
He is a fighter though.
He did fight. He fought really good, but he just wasn't strong enough.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
That makes him stronger than Dabur.
Yeah.
There's another thing. I was expecting Dabur to come back to life somehow.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
No way.
It was especially with that. I don't know. I thought, oh yeah, this could be good because they really shat on him in Majin Buu Saga.
They kind of shout on
You
him
know,
this as
it was
well.
this big demon king. You know,
I
how
liked-
the fuck did Barbary get him?
There
you
were
know?
a few flashbacks of him speaking when he was just like no M on the head and such.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about him?
Oh, I was saying.
And they were teasing his father, like he was involved as
Yeah.
well, and I thought there was
Abra.
more about him, Abra, yeah.
I was expecting some kind of. I was expecting to see him in a flashback
Mm.
and some lore to be added, but I never expected him to come back in any way.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think they shit on him in Daima.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was expecting more from
I
Doctor.
don't think they showed him too much.
Yeah.
He wanted the evil eye. We'll talk about that, obviously.
I was going to say the evil eyeball thing as well.
I thought the statue of him was really dumb. He had like a Hercule pose
Yeah.
statue. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Jeez.
I don't know.
That's not what I expect. I expect like Demon King Deborah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this is like that whole raised a load of questions for me because I'm thinking like, wait, is Dabur canonically evil?
But in Xenoverse, it shows that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Xenoverse-
You'd have to go with that.
But
yeah.
And even then,
going-
even then, they shit on him then as well because
But
few
I'm
fucking.
going canonically.
I mean, Kira Toriyama, Mira, you know, he did the... Oh, well, I don't know if he did the Deborah thing, though. He just mentioned that Mira was the sister.
Yeah,
You
because
could still argue that he's good.
But the only evil that we saw Dabura do was when he was under the influence of Barbary.
The fucking king or whatever, King Yema, said that he was so evil that we sent him to heaven. So we could assume he was
yeah,
a bit of a
yeah,
shit.
I remember that bit.
I
yeah.
guess, but then he turned to be a complete good guy. If we're considering those scenes canon.
He was just purified, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was fun to. Think
It would have been
about.
cool to see him
Makes you
come
think,
back,
though,
but I
so-
understand why they didn't bring him back. I guess, but oh well.
You got to
But-
mention. Like,
Yeah, at least he was mentioned.
That's more than Tarbell gets.
The fact that he didn't take the eyeball thing though, it baffles me though.
I thought they lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't he send it away to keep it
Yeah,
hidden?
because he couldn't grab it himself, so
Yeah.
he sent someone else to grab it, and they took it to Demon Realm 1, where he was meant to meet up with them
And then that
claim it for himself.
and then that guy found it, who's a big part of the show that travels for them.
Yeah.
And he has it on his belt.
Yeah, I liked it.
That was so. I didn't like him either.
He was so annoying.
He was just like.
I think you're meant to dislike him.
The fact that he had that powerful thing on him the whole time.
He never contributed. He was always really a dick to everyone, and
That's why I liked him. I thought he was funny.
And then right at the end, he like made a situation worse. Genuinely, like he was a huge fuck up.
Yeah.
And he was unapologetic about it, so I just couldn't like him. I think
Yeah.
you were meant to hate him.
Yeah.
You know, at the end when Ku was choosing ministers and he tried to be one, and
Yeah.
Ku was like, "Never mind." I was like,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Ku."
Yeah, don't do that.
I feel
Yeah.
like that was the point. Though,
Yeah.
You know, like.
I just liked his sass though.
Yeah. I think you were meant to dislike him. Or be like, "You fuck."
I don't know. I didn't dislike him. I thought he was funny. I didn't, but nothing more than that.
On the topic of the third eye, since we're leading to the Gomah stuff now,
Oh, are we really going this here already?
is there anything else you want to say?
I mean, yeah, I guess we can. We can't.
Oh yeah, before we get to Gomah, actually, Gomah and his sort of
Degesu?
Degesu was the brother.
Yeah, Degesu
was the sister.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about him much. Degesu, he didn't really do much. He was just looking after Dende and.
I want to talk about the Kais in general, actually, in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supreme Kai, I don't know why he was here.
He didn't do much, did he?
To talk to his siblings. Yeah.
And when
he had that little moment, and that was it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a moment.
Like
it wasn't
when
even, like,
him and Glorio teamed up against those police force or whatever.
I don't know. I don't even remember it.
I think he needed to be there.
He only needed to be there to explain the Kais, where they came from, their history. Other than that, though, he did nothing.
I thought Degusu was going to turn out to be the twist villain over Gomah.
Yeah.
And we would have had a better version of Zamasu somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
I was kind of hoping for him to do something.
Yeah. I was worried we'd get another Zamasu.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't get a Zamasu.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting from him, to be honest.
That's it.
He's so mid.
Yeah,
he is so mid.
He just didn't do much. He didn't add anything.
I didn't expect anything from him, and when nothing from him came about, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected.
And nothing happened.
Yeah,
really nothing. Absolute waste of a character.
Bit of a waste, yeah.
Yeah.
And Gomah. I was actually honestly expecting him to just lose his shit with Gomah at some point, and just like try and seize control of the situation for himself, which wouldn't have worked out for him, but it would have been at least entertaining to see.
Yeah.
Because, he is the opposite of Supreme. He should have been the opposite of Supreme Kai, absolutely. He should have been, backstab.
Yeah.
Claiming power for himself.
Yeah.
Because he was said to be very ambitious.
Yeah.
But this ambition didn't stretch any further than, I'm just going to be Gomah's bitch.
This is why I think it should have done with just like 2 or 3 more episodes, I feel like. It was... Because I was worried towards the end there wasn't going to be enough to really squeeze in.
I still want to say about the Degusu thing, I was just going to say that he did have some ambition in the end. He was playing the long game, wasn't he? He was being a bit of shit, pretending to be the Gomah, and then the moment shit got really bad, he was like, Dende, come with me, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Maybe he was playing the long game to become the ruler.
He was thinking like, I'll take the Namekian and this one can make me some Dragon Balls.
And then I'll become the ruler. Yeah. Which is kind of the same as Arinsu's thing.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Again, she got let off though.
But yeah, because she didn't.
Yeah, this was all her fault.
She kind of didn't surprise me with anything else either after that. Like,
I liked her in though because at least she was involved.
Yeah.
Like she had some screen presence as well.
Still wish it would have been Toa. I can't get over it. Her personality was like identical to Toa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost kind of like
kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah. And I was thought like, well, maybe Toa's from so far in the future that she's not even around. But then
they said it was Deborah's sister.
But it's Deborah's sister, and they obviously.
I think
maybe Toa's not around because she's busy with Xenoverse stuff.
It should have been a younger Toa.
Yeah.
You know what my crackpot through was? Do you remember the character that was made to get the third eyeball?
No.
The demon, the blue skinned demon girl. Who went to get the third demon realm in exchange for all this gold and jewelry from Gomah.
The one that was in disguise?
Yes.
Yeah.
She went and got the eye.
Yeah.
I thought that was Toa. I legit thought that was going to be... I legit thought that was going to be like Toa before the scientist, her mind snapped.
Because she just randomly came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was very random.
Yeah. There was a minute where I was like, are they gonna?
Like, are you someone?
They let me down.
Like, I was hoping for a bit more than
Toa
that.
wouldn't be just some random person though. She'd be in the royal part of it. She would have been the advisor or something to her brother.
But she was in the royal part. She acted directly under Gomah to grab this demonic third eye. I think that's pretty important.
She was just some thief for hire. She wanted gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think anyone higher up wants to get paid for their work. So
she was a thief.
She was a thief. but talk about, you know what? I think that would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
Humble beginnings.
I would have assumed that she was...
on her way out, she discovered...
bumps her head and becomes a scientist?
No. I would say on her way out, she discovers Arinsu's lab.
Okay.
And it's just like, you know what? I could do something with it.
This Glorio guy left one of his hairs here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, there you go. There's bullshit back.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. It's like,
but again, that's typical Toriyama too.
Yeah, like... I feel like there was something there. I don't know.
Could have been.
The problem is like character looks are very deliberate.
Oh, you want to talk about characters who look the same? When we get to Gomah's stupid form.
Oh yeah, we need to really try and start. We need to talk about this final phase of the few episodes now.
Okay, well, I want to. Okay, well, we're talking about characters. I want to talk about Gomah as a whole before we get to that final.
Yeah.
I want to talk about his, the people around him first.
Okay, who else was
that elite squad. He hired.
yeah.
Ginyu Force.
They were the pointless characters.
They were very pointless.
They were more pointless than Ku and Do.
They were pointless, but I respect the fact that the animation team knew that, because they wasted no time with them.
Letting us know that they're shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is for like a hype up that's not a hype up, but they were built up to fail.
Yeah.
And
because that third Demon Realm king, the royal king, his army showed up and just defeated them. I think Goku and Vegeta got involved, did they? Or did they?
I don't know. I can't remember.
They were nothing. I don't remember them fighting.
Vegeta wiped them all out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And but no one expected any different, and I think it was just it was just a deliberate jab at the Ginyu Force, and the Ginyu Force were given a lot of screen time. They were put
powerful.
across as they were strong, and they were powerful. They were treated as a real threat, but they were cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
Almost watching it nowadays is actually, I find it quite painful to watch the Ginyu Force now.
I still like the Ginyus.
I don't hate them.
I don't. I'm just I'm just gonna skip to Frieza.
Fiona loves the Ginyus as well. Yeah.
But I'm glad that this kind of, it knew that.
Yeah.
And it kind of went, look, we can't do this again.
Yeah.
Especially since we have the Pride Troopers not that long ago as well.
I think
loosely.
Yeah, I think it was to throw the audience off, I guess.
I think it was to throw.
And I'm glad it did.
Just a gag.
It was a gag.
Yeah.
But you could have just left them out entirely.
Yeah.
And not waste the time span of an episode.
That's a whole thing though. Like this, a lot of people online have said that they feel like this didn't need to be 20 episodes.
Yeah.
There were a lot of it was just bullshit, or the ship crashing, and we have to repair the ship.
There was a lot of
and
ship
then it crashes again.
I didn't notice that. It's like this show really hates airship.
GT did it too, though.
Yeah,
they lost the ship and everything in that.
But I respect it because it did give us more reason to actually take in the Demon Realm.
Yeah,
which is, you could say that's the central focus of what the show wants to explore this way. And I think exploring it all from the window of an airship would have been fucking pointless. Right. So I understand why they had to shoot down the airship every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But
there you go. My ass.
So now
want to talk about Gomah?
No, moving on to Gomah. So
I
Gomah.
want to start off with Gomah.
Yeah, you go first.
Right. I think he was shit.
Yeah.
I think he was okay. There are bad villains, and then there are the villains that the show actively lie to me about. That's when I get pissed off.
Really? In what way?
The opening to Gomah was described that he was cunning and he was powerful. We saw no representation.
We didn't see him fight in his
fact.
base form at all.
Okay, so
he was really stupid.
He was colossally stupid.
But when you think about it, Gomah only did what every other Dragon Ball villain has done, like underestimated the main heroes.
But he became a generic Dragon Ball.
He was like, we're so fucking awesome that I'm gonna win. So get it.
Okay. If that were the case, he would not have used a wish to make them younger. He did not underestimate them. This is where he's incredibly stupid because he knew what he was up against.
But he thought as kids they could get nothing done. But he was wrong. Yeah.
But then he needed the third demon eye to make himself stronger. If he was considered himself strong, why did he bother with it?
He just wanted that to become the king.
That was his backup.
Oh yeah, true.
That was
Yeah,
his backup
yeah. No,
plan,
it was. Yeah.
But there's so many levels of stupidity to this guy.
He is.
Okay. So for example, his whole fear was that the Saiyans would come over to the Demon Realm and fuck up his plans, right? So he goes to their world, antagonizes the fuck out of them by making them all kids.
Alerts them of their presence.
Right? He turns them into kids when Shenron actively says, do you want to make the kids into babies?
Yeah.
And doesn't go, maybe I should turn them all into babies just in case.
Yeah. Oh,
and
just
then, and then he's like, sorry, I gotta go on this.
No.
And then he's just like, how best to make sure they don't come after me? I'll kidnap one of their own.
Yeah.
Right.
Just off topic, when the whole baby thing, Goten and Trunks, they were able to talk to each other telepathically?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I did not take that as telepathic.
No?
I thought they were just talking baby.
I thought they were talking telepathic.
I thought they were talking baby.
But
I thought they were just speaking baby to each other.
I don't know. They talk telepathically in the show anyway. I just assume their minds are still in their baby bodies.
Yeah.
Their minds are still there.
What do you mean to they? Gohan, you have to use your energy to kill Cell. You know, they always talk telepathically.
That's through King Kai.
Wait, but they can do that anyway, though, can't they? To some degree.
There's not really been full-on scenes like that though.
I think Piccolo.
I think there's been like a nod.
I think Piccolo
maybe.
can.
Oh, I guess.
I don't know.
Piccolo can do some telepathy.
But anyway,
maybe I'm just thinking of that scene when Goku put his hand on Krillin's head.
Read his mind.
Yeah,
Like they can just do shit
But
with
that's
their
still
mind. Yeah.
when I watched Goten and Trunks communicate, Trunks went goo goo gaga and Trunks went gaga goo goo.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I thought. There was like they were just translating that in their heads because they were just speaking baby.
Okay, I could believe that.
I did not kind of like.
That's Toriyama shit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's like you know how in.
What?
You know Family Guy?
Yeah.
Stewie talks.
Yeah.
But everyone else just hears Goo Goo Gaga.
Yeah,
Only Brian can understand.
Yeah.
That's the logic that I was watching.
Okay.
It's weird, but yeah.
I didn't think telepathic because obviously it was translated to English so we the viewer could understand it. But I wasn't thinking that was a telepathic thought. I thought we were just
hearing
what they were saying.
The way they did it it looked like it was the case.
We went on such a tangent.
Yeah, that just reminded me. I didn't want to leave that part out. But yeah, Gomah. Yeah, so
Gomah then
he wasn't a great villain.
No, and then he takes Dende and thinks this'll be fine.
But he thought, in his defense, that they couldn't get to them because no one can get into the demon realm. It was a freak accident that Glorio came and got them, right? Am I wrong in assuming that, or would they have still been able to get in with like Kibito or something?
But the fact that Gomah could get there should be enough to suggest that they could get to him. If he was that
warp
cunning.
summers.
If he was that cunning.
Thing is, he wouldn't have expected them to come there because
It was the warp summers.
no, not even that because he didn't know Dr. Aransu was betraying him. So that it was her that brought them to the demon realm.
This is my other point. Like, your lead scientist, the person you work with, the closest to you,
Is
was
mad
going
sus.
to stab you in the back this whole time, and you had no inkling on this
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And when you did find out, what did you do about it?
Nothing.
Fuck all.
Yeah.
Fuck all!
By that point, though, he was already tied up with the situation.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
I can understand that there was probably little he could do about it at that point.
He was a Pilaf.
He was such a.
He
Pilaf.
did.
Yeah.
And
I did prefer him more than Pilaf, obviously.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's-
Pilaf did fuck all.
Yeah, but only if we're
I think
judging.
he's done more than Gomah did.
Only if you judge by fighting, right? Like their
You know,
personality-wise.
I don't know, like
I don't know, at least Pilaf
he
had a
did.
machine.
He did
True.
strike me as a Pilaf personality-wise, but I think obviously Gomah did a lot more.
And also, no.
I've
end
never
fight, you
I've
mean?
never liked Pilaf.
Yeah, but Gomah,
Especially now, the way they do him in Super.
I don't like Pilaf. But I don't like Gomah just as much or even more.
Yeah.
And because I don't like it because with Pilaf, you know what you expect, you know what you're getting from him. Gomah, they hyped him up to be this character like he just wasn't. The show actively lied to me. They said he was cunning, he wasn't. He made every bad mistake you could think of under the sun. And when the second things didn't go out the way he expected, his only reaction was to scream. Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no thinking. He had one glimmering moment where I thought, okay, he might actually have a control of a handle. He was like, go after the warp summers. Stop them using the warp summers. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's actually a good idea. Then Degasu said, how do we do that? And Go went, I don't fucking know. Just like, you had it. You always had
whole
it.
season.
You always had me believe that he knew what he was doing.
He just got lucky getting the eye early.
Yeah. But like the thing is with the eye form, and obviously he turns giant and stuff. Okay, well that's
Later on.
a bit typical, but
He was just big at first, wasn't he?
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I was expecting
More.
another transformation for some reason, like a fucked up transformation.
I would have liked
when
him
when he lost his shit. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I would have liked him just to look cool. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he gets all slim and sick looking. Yeah.
The design didn't help, because we're going to say this now. Jiren.
He just looked like Jiren.
He looked like a Jiren. And it's such a shame.
Take the head off, obviously. But that...
Yeah, that outfit and that colour scheme.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I did write this in my notes. Gomah looks like a court jester, and that's what he is. He's a clown.
He is, isn't he?
He's not a demon king. He's a clown.
Yeah.
That's all I see. And also, I can't get over his character. This is all my notes.
I kind of like him for that. Like that he was just this clown jester that ended up trying to be powerful, but fucked it up really bad along the way.
But then I just don't understand. You're like, how stupid is Deborah then?
Deborah wasn't though, was he? He was meant to be like presumably intelligent.
Yeah, but but Gomah was Deborah's second in command. Why would you have him as your second in command?
Yeah.
Maybe he was his advisor.
All Gomah had to do to make him a good so that's the cunning side of him. He wasn't cunning, he wasn't smart, he was none of that. So I was like, okay, well maybe he's strong. There was no demonstration of him being strong. No one really...
It's weird, they said he was powerful, but I was like,
where?
Yeah, because you didn't get to see him, like I said, in the space form. He didn't fight.
He didn't do anything until he got that third eye.
But he was strong.
All they had to do was when he rocked up to Earth, Goku and Vegeta tried to stop him, and he just went. Pfft.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm gonna, but these guys are like, I know they're not taking this seriously, so I'm gonna shoot them in the knees before.
The only thing that made him powerful
and then make him young.
Because the third eye only made him invulnerable, unless you knew the weak spot. Because he was strong enough for Vegeta and Goku to
try,
but not even like. But it forced them to go beyond their transformations.
Even Gomah, though, when he got the eye, demonstrated all throughout the fight that he couldn't really throw hands like they could.
No.
He just had that fucking regeneration immortality shit going on. So
and I actually, on that note, I will give props to Goku. I wasn't expecting any kind of character development from him because it's Goku, but I'll give him credit where it's due. He did say everyone gang the fuck up on him.
Yeah,
because he knew that this is a serious threat.
Yeah, I did quite admire that with Goku. My chair almost fell off.
I appreciate that.
I like that there was a little bit of teamwork there and all that, and everyone got involved.
Majin went Super Saiyan 3.
I love that.
Super Do 3.
Yeah, and then,
Do 3. I
that was a gag again.
There was another gag.
He was technically powerful, but because he ate the cookie.
Yeah.
But then it very quickly went away.
The fight with him and Goku was cool, a little bit, kind of, because Do and Goku had their fight.
It got broken up.
And then Gomah came in and shit.
I'm kind of gutted we didn't see how that fight, because it felt like a fated rematch. Boo and Goku.
Yeah.
But one-on-one.
It was cool to see Goku Super Saiyan 3 kid again, though. Because GT Goku Super Saiyan 3 always looked cool.
But without the same rules.
Yeah.
In GT it was like, my kid body can't handle Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah. Which I quite
Gotenks doesn't count, because it's two guys.
Yeah. So that I really liked. He looked really cool. And then by that point, Glorio ended up summoning the dragon, because they had no choice but to make Arunsu the demon queen or king to
stop
Gomah. But then obviously Glorio over time got respect for Goku and his friends, so that was a nice little development with Glorio. That's one thing I did like about him.
Yeah.
And you knew that the next episode was going to be him wishing him back to adults.
I was going to say, by the way, Red Purunga, just want to quickly
I want to talk about this as well.
Yeah.
So Red Purunga, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit disappointed that it was a Purunga lookalike.
Same.
I was until I made a connection in my head.
What was your connection then?
It's GT, it's Ultimate Purunga. Ultimate Shenron is just Red Shenron.
I get that.
But there is some tweaks to the Red Shenron in GT though, kind of.
I'm sure if I looked hard enough, I could find some tweaks in this.
He's correct. It's just a bigger Red Shenron.
I do get it, but then
on the flip side, and it's nice to see Purunga again, except he's red, and it was a GT reference, but the reason Shenron and the bad Shenron looked the same was because Kami made both those sets.
Yeah.
There's no reason at all that the Guru set on Namek with Purunga should look like Neva's.
Yeah.
Especially considering we saw that other Namek in the Granola arc make a completely original looking dragon.
Yeah, that's the bit I don't get. It
was lazy.
Just two Dragon Balls that were smaller, that were the same size as the Earth ones, I think, or smaller.
It was
little, yeah.
It was just a reference.
Yeah,
Just
I don't
a
know.
reference.
It's just a reference. Just a cheeky little.
Yeah.
Another GT
Nice
nod.
Sprunga again.
It is.
Yeah.
It was, but I was kind of hoping a different look, but never mind. It didn't bother me too much. But
No.
I looked at it.
I was hoping for some originality.
Okay, this is my exact reaction. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I get it.
Kinda. Yeah.
That was my reaction.
Are we leading into the final episode here?
Right, so we're getting to that territory now. So they came back as adults. Thank God. I was really hoping they'd get to fight in their new forms as adults.
But
Because
we haven't talked about...
Yeah, we haven't talked. We're skipping.
We're
it.
jumping ahead.
what are we doing?
Goku?
Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku?
No.
No, I don't want to get to that yet. Oh yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Kid Goku.
You're messing the time.
Because
It had already happened.
because
We're talking about Red.
because he lost the form and then Purunga got summoned. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So that. So I have my reaction to that. I did a short on that because I knew that was the episode that blew up, and I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I intentionally haven't watched your reaction because I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to know what your thoughts are.
It's more when he's an adult. I want to talk about the comparison.
Let's
but
get
like,
it right out the way.
But yeah,